minute to enter into the room before I get started, guys. I hope everybody is doing well on this beautiful, and when I say beautiful, I do mean beautiful Sunday. I am on the road, picking up my baby girl, my daughter. But guys, I want to talk about while I'm on the road. It should be a good one. Some things going down in Dolphins right now. Want to talk some free agency. Want to talk about draft. Want to talk about coaching. Want to talk about all this tanking crap. Want to talk about several things, guys. Again, we're going to give about 30 seconds before we get started. Now, if I not respond to your comments in the comment section, please understand that I am driving, so really not focused on the comment section. I'm really just going to be talking. But on your way in the room, make sure you hit that like button, guys. We got 25 people already and only 4 likes, so hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let's get to about 15 likes at least to start out, guys. Punch that like button. All right, we up to 9. Keep hitting it. Keep hitting that like button. Brianna, you a lie. You used to come check out the new place, man. Nah, we gonna link up, bro. I just been busy. All right, so if we lose connection here and there, you know, I am on this turnpike, man. But anyway, guys, all right. State of the Dolphins. Before I get started, let me make sure I got an audience, man. Y'all let me know y'all came back from the buffering, man. Let me know you came back from the buffering. Please let me know if we back, man. If we live and y'all can hear me, man. Let me know in the comment section so I'll know. Back, cool. All right. Now, first and foremost, okay? Congratulations to Mike Hall, who has re-signed a deal with the Miami Dolphins. So we have linebacker Mike Hall. The linebacker position kind of confuses me with the Miami Dolphins because I don't feel like we have anything solidified. Kiko's getting older. He's doing what he can for now, but I mean, he's not in our long-term future plans. Let's just call it a fact, okay? Kiko is not in our long-term plans. He is a Miami Dolphin right now, so we'll see how that transforms over the next season or two. So that's something to keep an eye on. Then you have Jerome Baker, Raekwon McMillan, who is supposed to be the young and rising stars. But we can't feel, I mean, nobody in their right mind as a Dolphin fan can feel real good right now and say, you know, hey, Raekwon McMillan and Jerome Baker, man, those boys are nice. They're not bad. You know, they have their moments of ups, but we all can agree they have their moments of this isn't a great linebacker play. So we can all agree on that. And since we can agree on that, we want to feel a lot more secure. I know, to me, it's a lot of unknowns for the simple fact that we have to give Flores and the coaching staff an opportunity to come in and touch these young players. And when they touch these young players, what kind of impact can the coaching have on them? So that's why I kind of reserve myself from making early conclusions about our linebackers, but I will give you my current state. I'm not overly impressed and I'm not satisfied. If we're trying to win the overall goal is to win a Super Bowl, I am not satisfied with our linebacking core. But I reserve hope for the simple fact of we got a new coaching staff, and this coaching staff is built to coach, y'all. This ain't a high-profile name coaching staff. This is a gritty grind, get in the trenches, work with these players and develop them type coaching style. So when we have to sit back and wait a full year and say, where is Raekwon McMillan? Where is Jerome Baker? Where are they in their development and their progress at this point? You know what? Not even a whole season. You know, we want to get 5, 6, 7 games into the season and be able to feel an impact, be able to mention their name a few times and say, you know, these guys are playing some good football. You know, of course, everybody, you know, have their moments, but these guys are playing some good football, and I'm excited about their future, that being Jerome Baker and Raekwon McMillan. But when we go and we re-sign Mike Hall, that further makes me feel like, you know, and don't get me wrong, Mike Hall ain't a bad re-sign. Let's get that straight now, you know? But it makes me feel like even the organization is deep down inside, we have to figure out this linebacker situation. Let's say, hey, we're going to make sure we re-sign Mike Hall. We're going to have options at the position, and we're going to try to develop these guys. And if one or two don't work out, we ship them out. It's that simple. If one or two don't work out, we ship them out or don't re-up. But we got them for 4 years to try to make this happen. But as a Dolphin fan, we want to see some progress this year. We want to see progress 5, 6, 7 games into the season. It doesn't have to be, oh my gosh, these linebackers are legit. It doesn't have to be that. It just has to be these linebackers are turning the corner, and we are seeing the remnants of their progression, and I like it. So at the end of the day, for them to re-sign Mike Hall, I'm not saying he's a bum, but Mike Hall is not impressive. I'm not happy with a Mike Hall, okay? But at the end of the day, I have to give the same due to Mike Hall as well. When his coaching staff touches him, what result do we get? And if it's a beautiful thing, then, hey, we got a winner. Guys, what you have to understand is we got to stop looking at players and personnel as the focal point. Our team personnel that are household names. We have to get used to saying, look at this coach, look at that coach. Because I'm be honest, successful franchises, where do you point to? You know what? I'm going to go a step further. Can anybody on this chat name the successful franchises? Can you name the successful franchises? I'm going to give y'all about 20 seconds. Name the successful franchises, y'all. I want y'all to do that. Raiders, Browns. Now I know you trolling. I'm telling you, you know what? Let me give the caveat. Successful franchises in the last 20 years. The Browns are. Why do y'all think the Browns are a successful franchise and the Raiders? Because they having a good offseason? I mean, the Browns can have the best offseason they won. What happens if they win 9 games and miss the playoffs? Or they go 8-8, or they go what 11-5 and lose in the first round. And that's not what I'm talking about. And the sad thing is, and I hate to say it, y'all know me, you know, almost like an internal vomit. But there's only one successful franchise in the NFL over the last 20 years. That is a fact. You know what? I just peeked down. I will give you that. I am going to step out on a limb and put the Saints in that realm. They just keep on getting the short end of the stick. Whether it let me not contradict myself and let me not do that. I'm not going to include the Saints. Let me back off of that, okay? At the end of the day, with your situations of injuries and everything, you still have to be successful. So let me get to it. There's only one. There's only one, man. Ain't no Steelers, Ravens, okay? The Patriots, all right? In the last 20 years. Just because you've had a few appearances don't mean you've been successful, okay? Matter of fact, I'll go out on a limb to say some of the teams y'all named, they had all the personnel, and that's what kept them competitive, but it wasn't enough to get them multiple Super Bowls. It was, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Steelers have been competitive, good job, but only one, and guys, it's the coaching, man. I'm starting to give Bill Belichick the respect that's due. It's the coaching. This year was more evident than anything, man. So y'all have to get used to the Miami Dolphins. We got to start saying, look at this coaching. I'm not talking about, oh, Jakeem Grant catches a nice this and that. And oh, man, look at Jakeem Grant breaking out this year. No, look at the coaching. Look at the position they put Jakeem Grant in. Look how they're utilizing this, utilizing that. That's what y'all need to get used to. Don't blind yourself from the players. Because we'll keep on going in that cycle, falling in love with players. From this point on, get used to understanding that if a player becomes a big-time player, they're not going to be with Miami long. You might have 1 or 2, but outside of that, they're not going to be with Miami long because our culture is going to change. Our culture is not, look at this big-time player we developed, now we need to re-sign him. No, our culture is literally going to be, look at this big-time player we developed, now we shipped him out because we already developed another big-time player right behind him. So let's get away from the players. Let's stop talking about these players. Oh, we got this guy. Oh, we got that guy. We're going to be this and that. No, it's going to be all on coaching, y'all. And we need this to make sure that's a part of our lingo going forward. Because that's the reality, man. That's the reality. And And I love that the coaches that we do have bring a winning formula, and they know what it takes to get the job done with the great roster, with the sorry roster, with the unknown roster, with the shaky roster, you name it. Proven. They know how to get it done. There is no excuse. Nobody can tell me nothing about this year in the New England Patriots with what they had and were still able to get it done against teams that had weapons left and right on offense and defense, and it still didn't matter. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. So that's where we are, man. But this Mike Hall thing, man, unless the coaches can make a miracle happen, and I have the faith in them. Oh, you okay? Yeah. I have faith in the coaches, but that's where I am. So this Mike Hall move, I'm not impressed. It's just straight up. They're putting the onus on the coach. They're putting the onus on the coaches. Like the Mike Hall move. This is strictly a coach move. This is strictly it's on you, coach. Period, man. Period. How was church? I actually streamed it in the car, man. Me and the wife finished listening to the whole service about an hour ago while we were on the road. But yeah, man, so that's where we are, man, with the Mike Hall situation. We still got a lot of unknowns at the linebacker position. I'm still in the mindset that we're still going to pick up a linebacker, y'all. Whether that be via free agent. Out on that, I don't think we go with the same group that we have now at linebacker 100%. It's possible, but I don't think 100% this is the group we go with. But we shall find out, all right? Next, I want to talk to y'all about the remaining free agents, all right? One thing, you know, and it took this year, it took today, honestly, for me to realize in free agency, that initial free the big contracts in the splash, bam, right away. That's where your players, your good players are, right? Now after that, you still have good players. Here's the problem with free agency at this time, okay? And y'all hit that like button, 55 in the room, 20 likes. Hey, this is what I realized about free agency, okay? When you get 2 weeks after free agency is open, a week or two, let me tell y'all what's left. Typically, there are two type of players that are left in free agency, okay? Three type, okay? The first one are all your bums, okay? People that want to bring them in, see if they can make the roster. Let's get that out the way, okay? You just got your whatevers, okay? Then you have really good players, like your Ndamukong Suhs of the world that's still available, y'all, 2 weeks after free agency. And several others that are really good at their position. The problem is, the reason why they're still available 2 weeks after free agency is because they're all 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and up. They're all on their way out of the NFL. But some of them still have a lot of value and aren't showing any slowdown. The problem is, signing them right now, you're taking that risk of now they're finally going to have that big injury and you just paid for it. You just paid for the injury. They've avoided it or they're off and on it, you know, but that's what you're paying for. I mean, look at Daniel Kilgore, Josh Sitton last year. I know some of them were freak accidents, but that's what it is. That's what it is. And the last players that's available are your 25, 26, 27, and 28-year-olds that just couldn't get their foot in the NFL, or they've been injured a lot. So everything at this point, agency has its risks. They have their risks. I forgot the guy's name, man. But out of everybody in free agency that I evaluated myself, man, I'm having a brain fart. There was one that interested me. Two, actually. I'm gonna talk about them. One of them is the younger end. He played five. I don't know why it just escaped my mind. He either played, yeah, he plays cornerback, I believe. And the reason why I was interested in him, gosh, why interested in him? Because his first 5 years, y'all. Let me take this charge out. His first 5 years, he played for the Dallas Cowboys, and he just was no good. He spent another 2 years. I forgot who that was, who it was with, but he kind of revived his career, and now he's a free agent again with another team, Jets, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. And he revived his career, had a very good 2 seasons. Hey, and I said, you know, that might be a good option. He's young. Claiborne, thank you. Yes, I don't know why I forgot that. Claiborne, because I used to call him trash when he was in Dallas. I used to call him trash. I think he went to the Jets, and he revived his career. 2 years, and that just shows you, sometimes it's just the team you're on, y'all. Sometimes it's the fit of the team. Claiborne was in Dallas when the defense literally sucked. Like, they sucked. D-line wouldn't get no pressure or anything. But it made him look bad, and he got cut after his rookie contract. Then he goes off to the Jets. And he has a good 2 years. Was it superstar? No. Was it elite? No. But he has a good 2 years at corner. Starting corner caliber. Now he's a free agent and only 26 years old. That's the type of player I wouldn't mind Miami. He done been shipped around, done been to Dallas in a culture, done been to another team in our division in a culture. That's some experience, man. And has revived his career. That's the type of player, if I was Miami, I would take a look at and say, hey, let's see if we can bring this guy in. It's a good option because we need another corner. We need another corner. And I think you can get him at a very good price and a very fair price. So that's the type of person that I think that Miami, from a free agent standpoint, bring him in. Bring him in, guys. Everybody else on the free agents wire is a little older than you like them to be. 29, so you're lucky you'll find a 29-year-old. But 30, 31, 32, no, it's just not working. Unless you want to take the chance. But then my mind started going, y'all. I started saying, I would not be, y'all may think this is crazy. And it's not likely, okay? It's not likely. But don't be surprised if Ndamukong Suh ends up back in Miami. I know some of y'all know that ain't gonna happen, and I share the same thought process. It ain't gonna happen. But at the right price, with the run stopper up the middle, we'll try to help. At the right price is the key words this time, guys. At the right price. Hell, if we could have had him for $16 million like he got paid last year, it wouldn't have been bad. But we were paying Suh almost $30 million, y'all. Let's just call it what it is. Come on. Come on. But I would not be surprised. It's a new regime, so it may not have the feel of the bad blood, unless there was a Greer issue and all of that. But I wouldn't be surprised. I just wouldn't. He's been here. He knows what it's like. We got a new atmosphere. But you also have to ask, you know, is he trying to go to a team that's contending for a Super Bowl right now as well? So you got to ask that question. Or is he going that's going to be trying to contend for a Super Bowl? But I'm just saying that, guys, to not rule it out. Now he has him some Super Bowl experience, not winning, but still has some experience. He's been the distance. But just look out for that. It's just something I'm throwing out there, and y'all remember you heard it. But I just didn't see it as a bad option on a 2-year deal, something like that. You know, because I don't think he's going to be looking for 1 year. He's made enough money in this league. I mean, from us. Matter of fact, it'd be nice to have him back just to give us some of that money back. You know, give us a good deal. That's where that is. That's what I think. It's just something that hit my mind, and I just won't rule out. And you got a lot of older, good players at safety and linebacker and corner that's still available at free agency as well. I mean, some of these guys might still end up on the roster that's older guys just to fill holes and have a veteran presence. And I just look at it as hopefully we have a system where we don't need these guys to start. You know, we're ushering in the new young players, and if an injury happens, we still got a solid veteran. But I think in the past, we've been bringing in these solid veterans to start and had the young players behind them. And I don't mind it if we do a flip-flop of that, you know, but don't bring too many in. Even though they'll all be on expiring contract 1 or 2 years, I get it, you know. But that's where we all on that, okay? Let me move right along because I wrote down a little agenda so I didn't forget. Okay, the other news, Jakeem Grant, say he's recovering well. I like to see some improvement from Jakeem Grant, y'all. I would like to see some improvement for Jakeem Grant. It's already going to be hard enough. He's coming off of an injury coming back. I'm curious, is he going to be the same explosive player, or is his injury going to turn him into, believe it or not, y'all, a faster Danny Amendola type player? A little bit faster. Because you're down a little. It makes me wonder, is the injury going to turn you into a slower version, a faster version of a Danny Amendola now, which isn't bad. But if you look at Jakeem Grant and when you watch him and see what he's capable of, that skill, you look for him to break out to be that great slot guy one day. That great slot that's just running all around people. And you know what? I'll take a step further. All we need Jakeem Grant to turn out to be is not a faster Danny Amendola, but a Julian Edelman type player. I want to see Jakeem Grant in the trenches, right off the hut, right off the block. Hut, and he's working. And that's where I want to see him improve. I look at Jakeem Grant's game and I don't see any flaw in the area. He's not strong enough. Bump and run, just no good. He has to rely on his speed and bump and run. Hey, if I can make a move and beat him right away, I got him bad. But that ain't always gonna happen. Those big old fast corners now, man, and those nickels, they'll hit you at that line of scrimmage. I'm gonna always reference to the Patriots game 4 this year, y'all. Last year, y'all. Game 4. Albert Wilson and Jakeem Grant. We had some injuries on the wide receiver front from our bigger guys, and those two guys got demolished. The Patriots just said, we gonna play them man up in their face, down said hut. Our receivers were on the ground, y'all. And then our quarterback was getting sacked before they even got off the ground to go do something. Grant has to get in that weight room and get physical. He needs to put on about maybe 8 to 10 pounds. And yeah, you're going to be a little slower, but all that speed you got, you can be a great Julian Edelman. You're younger. People didn't recognize Julian Edelman until what, 10 years, like now? They always recognize him, but they ain't never give him his respect until now. You can get that a lot sooner than him, but you got to get stronger. Julian Edelman is a dog. He welcomes that contact. Come on, I'm going to fight anyway. And had a separation. Jakeem Grant can't be getting pushed on that ground like that. He got to get better in that area. And we're talking about one of our premier players. I like to think he's a premier player on our roster. But he has to take that next step. He can't just say, oh, I want to be better doing this. I want to shake people off on the line. No, he has to improve with his physicality and his strength, period. Just calling it how it is, man. I love Jakeem Grant. But if he can turn that corner and develop, hit some of his weakness, which is that area, man, come on, y'all. We got a receiver for years to come that we ain't going to have to pay big money for. Ain't he up for a contract? He better come with 50. Because we can give him a little more money. We ain't finna be paying him no buku dollars. But I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of scary too. he has a breakout year this year, you know, it would suck if Jakeem Grant's the type of player, you know what, I'm going to test free agency. He start feeling like he's some Tyreek Hill type player. And he'd be like, I'm gonna test free agency. So that is a little difficult, but man, I tell you what, Jakeem Grant need to come in day one physical, 5 games in, we be like, yes, this is what we wanted. This is the development we wanted, and sign this guy in the middle of the season. But he need to come in and prove it early in the season. That's my take on Jakeem Grant. But his recovery is going well from his injury. I like to hear that. That's all good. Look like we had a donation. Minka 209, shout out to you for the donation. This Pete TD, I sub with my email, Vin's Nation for Life. Shout out to Pete on all his accounts. That's what's up, man. Shout out. What's up, everybody? We might be back. Y'all let me know if we're back. Let me know if we're back. Let me know in the chat section if we're back, man. I think it's reconnected. Please let me know in the chat section. We back? All right, cool, man. I thought I was about to start a whole new stream, but I said still trying to reconnect, so I'm gonna leave it be. We basically, I guess, a bad reception area. So if it goes out, y'all know what time it is. If it's out too long, and then I'll just have to reconnect and start a new video. But yeah, that's my thoughts, man. Jakeem Grant just got he got a man up, y'all. He got a man up. Got to get better, y'all. But anyway, let's keep it moving, y'all. I wanted to talk about Flores in this rebuilding tank. You know, I already talked to y'all about how disrespectful it is to even use the term tanking. Hold on, let me get this water in. Yeah, so tanking, man. No thoughts. I talked about Tannehill in the past. He's old news now, but I'll refresh after I'm talking about Flores and tanking. I told y'all, man. I told y'all before, it's disrespectful to even use the word tanking, and they still want to use it all on social media. They still want to use it all on national television about the Dolphins and that they're tanking and that they're in a rebuild. And Flores pretty much set everybody straight this week, man. And I've been telling y'all the same thing. He's like rebuilding. Every year, every team rebuilds, and he's right about that. Every team rebuilds because no team goes into the next year with the same roster. Everybody rebuilds every year. He said we are going to go out and try to win every game. Let me repeat it. We are going to go out and try to win every game. That's my point exactly. No tanking, man. You know, yeah, so every team is rebuilding. So if you want to keep using the term where we're in a rebuild, every team is in a rebuild. Every year you rebuild your roster. Some have to do it more than others. I get all that. But I'm starting to it's actually starting to get to me. I'm starting to really dislike that term, tanking. I'm just starting to dislike that term because it is disrespectful. It's false. No team tank, guys. All this 2022 talk and all this and that, this. Y'all don't know what's gonna happen. Y'all might be surprised if we ain't got the #1 pick this year. We might even have the #1 pick this year. Facts. You never know. It might happen. Somebody said in the chat earlier, I saw it out the corner of my eye. Kenny Stills and Robert Quinn, first round pick. I don't believe that because that ain't enough. Not for a #1 overall. Those some assets, but not for a #1 overall. Not the #1 overall. Maybe a first round pick, but not the #1 overall. But like I said, man, you never know. Flores said it straight. We are going to try to win every game, man. And that's what it is. It's what it is. Well, y'all know Robert Quinn and Kenny Stills, they're not in the long term the community. I love Kenny Stills, man. But Kenny ain't the long term. He's not long term. He got caught in the middle of our confusion. Great player. I would love to see him go off to win a Super Bowl or something like that. But Kenny got caught in the middle of all of our confusion. He's not in the long-term future of our team. That's a fact. He might be our, from a veteran standpoint. Let me skim the roster to make sure right now. He's our #1 asset. And that's a veteran. Anybody not on a rookie deal. He is our #1 asset. #1. Somebody said Kenny can be solid for another 3 to 4 years. I agree. But it still doesn't change the fact that that 3 to 4 years ain't in our long-term success. And now if they choose to stick with him, then he might get the intel of us possibly making a dance, winning a Super Bowl. Possibly. But the long-term sustainability of our franchise, he's not in it. Let me be clear about that. He's not in it. He's more of an asset for our future so that we can get somebody who is in it. I love Kenny. I want him to win with Miami. But then we want Jason Taylor to win. Then we want Zach Thomas to win. Then we want Chris Chambers to win. Then we want Ricky Williams again. Ronnie Brown to win. Then we want Cameron Wake to win. We wanted a lot of guys. Rashad Jones, we wanted them all to win. We wanted them all to win, but they didn't. Because we were doing it the wrong way, y'all. Kenny's going to be added to those numbers. He's going to be added to those numbers, man. Added to those guys that possibly won't be on the roster when we win it all. Because I feel it, man. We're going to win it all. Over the next few years, we're gonna surprise the NFL, and we are going to win it all. It's our time, man. It's been our time. We're overdue. But I like that we're starting at the top. We're starting at the top to address these issues. We're always looking at our roster and this and that, but now we're addressing GMs, we're addressing coaches. We're starting at the top and letting it trickle down. The previous era is out of there. Tannehill is gone. Cam Wake, Gore's gone. Amendola's gone. Ajayi's gone. Now he a free agent. Ain't even got no work, y'all. Jay Ajayi. He's gone. Jarvis Landry's gone. Good luck. Dominican Sue's gone. Pouncey's gone. I mean, it goes on and on. They're gone. That era is gone. I'm looking at the roster right now in my mind, and I'm like, who's left? Who's left? To me, Kenny Stills wasn't even in that era. He came in the era, in the middle of the era. Who's left? Am I missing somebody, y'all? Who's left? Roberts Quinn's about to be out of there. Who's left? We have already reshaped our roster, y'all. Another 3, 4. Yeah, I was just trying to read some of y'all stuff. But listen, man, that's the state of the Miami Dolphins right now, in my opinion. Somebody asked me like 10 minutes ago, thoughts on Tannehill. I have none. He's no longer a Miami Dolphin. We appreciate everything he's done for the franchise. And when I say done, I mean, excuse me, the hard work he put in. The integrity that he maintained. The desire to want to win. Did it translate into the overall winning? No. Couldn't get it done. But that don't mean as a person we don't appreciate everything he's done for the community, the organization as a whole. You still got that bottle? Never got injured. Imagine he never got injured. What do you think? I can't imagine it. I can't. And to be honest, I don't want to imagine if he never got hurt, because it's all speculation. I could say we would have went on to win the Super Bowl. I could say we could have been trash. I don't know. And even though people want to take the easy road out and say 7 years, we know it ain't that easy. It's not that easy. If you're a realist, it's not that easy. We didn't know. And after, to be quite fair, to those who feel that way, after 7 years, I think the more accurate thing to say is we knew that we didn't know. So move on. We know that we don't know. So we had to move on. We need a quarterback who's going to where we're going to know. Yes or no? That's how I look at it at this point. Clear it out, big boy. You can tell even he had his bottle and probably got a little bit in the wrong pipe and he's trying to clear it. But we need a quarterback now that's going to show us and tell us that we know what we know, whether he sucks or he's great or good enough. That's all it is. We're going to need a quarterback going forward where we know, so we can either move on or lock him in and say, let's ride out long term. This is our guy. That's what we're looking for, man. That's what we're looking for. Period. Period. But y'all tell me what y'all thoughts are, man. What's some of the things that y'all wondering right now with the Miami Dolphins? Are y'all excited about next season? A lot of people have been emailing me and talking to me about Fitzpatrick. I haven't responded to any of y'all emails because I still have to set up all my settings and stuff. I still ain't even got my email for TD Fans Talk set up on this phone. I'll probably do it as soon as I get down to South Florida. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it, man. The state of the Miami Dolphins. Where we're at right now, man. Somebody said this is our year. I'll be happy with Drew Lock. Just don't know, man. Just don't know. These young quarterbacks make you nervous, man. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, he said, man, this was actually an amazing opportunity that he couldn't pass up. I like that language, y'all. You know, opportunity that he couldn't pass up. It wasn't like, yeah, I just decided to go to Miami, see how it goes. None of that crap. It's an opportunity he could not pass up. To be the starter of one of those 32 teams. And I actually hope Fitzpatrick comes in and electrifies the team and successful and man, lead us to the playoffs. Even that, I'm rooting for him. Lead us to the playoffs, man. Lead us to the playoffs. I don't care, wild card or not. Just lead us to the dance. To get us to man, just lead. We want to be a playoff team. And I hate to say this, man, because this does not define success. But with the state of the Miami Dolphins over the last 20 years, I got to keep it 100 when I say this. And I know some of y'all real Dolphin fans may be disappointed in me saying this because you probably feel deep down like I feel Super Bowl or bust. But I'm just like, go to the playoffs and win one game. Let us know what the second round feels like. Let's go. Win a playoff game. I'm not even talking about do so well in the regular season and have a bye and lose in the first round for us. No, I want to see a playoff victory. So if we have a bye in the first round and win one game, go to the AFC Championship game. If we go to the wild card, at least make it to the divisional round. Give the fan base that. And Fitzpatrick, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not a let me go on the record. I wasn't a fan of Fitzpatrick long term, but since I know he's not our long term,